This is a short video about the Mophie Juice Pack Plus for the iPhone 4 and 4S. This video was produced on January 12, 2012 by Greg Johnson and resourcesforlife.com. And also covered in this video will be some tips on battery power for the iPhone in general. First, I want to point out that there is a Juice Pack Air product, but as you see in the photos above, the sound buttons and also the power button are recessed, and so it makes it hard to access those. Whereas on the Juice Pack Plus, you'll see the sound buttons and power button are surface mounted, and so they're really easy to get to. The only recessed portion is the headset headphone plug-in and the sound on-off mute on the left. At night, you'll want to charge up your Mophie and let it get to a full charge. Now, I should explain that you'll use the provided, it's kind of a standard USB cable that plugs into the lower right-hand corner of the Mophie, and you can leave the phone plugged in as well. The power switch for the Mophie, or the charge on-off, that's found in the lower left corner, you want to leave that off. So at night, the Mophie is not charging your phone. You're basically just plugging the provided USB power cord in and charging both the Mophie and the phone simultaneously. You'll see the lights on the bottom of the Mophie blinking, starting with the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 until it's fully charged. And you'll also notice the sort of lightning bolt symbol in the battery in the upper right hand corner on your iPhone. So that will let you know that both the Mophie and the phone are charging. You can always press the battery level check button that's found on the bottom of the Mophie Power Pack. And those lights should light up 1 through 4 to let you know the battery power level. So the iPhone 4S, I want to point out that it has a faster and more powerful demanding processor, the A5. And so for the tasks that you'll be performing that are listed here, video editing, Skype, a variety of things, they will use up a lot of battery power. And so it's actually more likely that you'll need a battery pack for the iPhone 4S if you use it for some of those more demanding tasks. To avoid running out of battery power during the day, it's good to get an idea of how the battery is performing, say without a battery pack. And so you can do that by keeping a journal where you just write down the time. In this case, starting at 8 o'clock in the morning, you've got 100% charge. And then throughout the day, write down what the percentage of charge is. If your phone is not already configured to show you the percentage of battery power remaining, you can enable this by going into the settings on your phone. And if you go ahead and select General from there, that will take you to the list of general settings, and within the general settings you will see an option for your usage, which is both storage capacity, memory usage, and battery usage. And in there you will see a switch or a setting that allows you to enable the battery percentage display. So now what I want to show you for the remainder of this video is a typical day, keeping track using a journal or even just screenshots of how the battery depletes and then recharges using the Mophie battery pack. If you want to do screenshots, you can do that by pressing and holding the power button and then pressing the home key just briefly, and that'll take a picture of your screen. So it's kind of a way of just quickly recording what time it was and what the battery percentage was. So this day I started with 100% at 8 o'clock, and by 10 o'clock, you can see here, 10:21, I was 70% battery power. So, and this is despite the fact that I did, turn off the phone, and I made sure there weren't any apps running wild out there using up a lot of battery power. But for whatever reason on this day, by basically noon, my battery was and then 1:30, you can see here 41%. So if I did not have a battery pack available and it wasn't convenient to get anchored to somebody's power outlet somewhere and charge up, I would have been pretty close to being without a battery for the remainder of the day after the afternoon around 2 o'clock or so. So what I do then is when the battery is about at 20%, I turn on the Mophie battery pack. That's the switch found in the lower left. And then it's as if you've plugged in your phone. It starts charging. So you'll have a lot of time then while the battery pack is charging up that battery, you will be running essentially on your iPhone battery, but as if it was plugged in. So that's what the Mophie battery pack does for you. And I found that it really gives me the greatest longevity if I go ahead and use the iPhone's internal battery, wait until it's down to about 20%, and then let it charge up. And then eventually it'll get to 100%. And as you can see here, it was, about 6:30 in the evening, 6:44, and I was back up into those 90 percentile ratings for the battery life and percent remaining. So anyway, it's almost like, you're starting your day all over again, and it's 7 o'clock at night, and you've got enough, iPhone battery power to last another, 6 to 8 hours. So that's where the Mophie battery pack really shines, because you really don't have to worry about plugging in during times when you'd really rather not be plugging in. I mean, that's the whole point of the iPhone or the iPad is convenience and mobility and not having to be tethered, right? So anyway, these screenshots then show you after the battery was charged up using the Mophie battery pack, it's depleting at a normal rate. And at this point, you can go ahead and turn your Mophie battery pack off because it's no longer being used anyway. It's served its purpose. And then by evening, charge it up again, and you're ready to go for the next day. This video was recorded, edited, and produced using iMovie on the iPhone 4S. Slides were made using Keynote on the iPhone. To find out more, go to apple.com/iPhone.